Then eventually, when a single blow, nafkha, a single one is going to be blown into the trumpet. Now what destruction is about to be described? Akhirah, phase 2. What are we learning from that? The ultimate reality is actually a two-part reality. It's a two-part reality. وَحُمِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ وَالْجِبَالِ. And the earth and the mountains are going to be raised. So now huge chunks of the earth are up in the air. Mountains are up in the air. Then what? فَدُكَّتَا. Then they're smashed into each other. Dakka means to smash something into something else until it becomes completely powder or smooth. Dakka is also used when, you take wheat and you turn it into flour. Atta banana. Not gunna. Gunna is when you put the water in it and you do the thing, the Play-Doh thing. But before then, when you beat it and turn it and crush it into powder, right? That's dukkata, dakkatan wahida. So now the image is huge chunks of earth and entire mountains are raised in the air before the eyes of human beings. And then they're smashed into each other and it's just turned into powder. And then what's happening? Then they're falling. Then the remains, the debris is falling. So what's the next ayah? فَيَوْمَئِذٍ وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ On that day, the thing that is bound to fall will fall. First there was a raising, there was a crushing, and then the debris is falling. Al-waqi'ah also means the incident. فَإِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ But the imagery said here is that of everything being raised, destroyed, and then things that were meant to fall. Waqi'ah also means that which was meant to fall. That is falling, just about to fall, is going to fall. وَانْشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءِ And that's just what's happening on the earth. Now let's talk about the sky. وَانْشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءِ And the sky, that which is above, is going to start tearing. It's going to rip on its own. Now, inshaqqa yanshaqu inshiqaq is in fa'ala yanfa'ilu infi'al. Of something to happen in and of itself. Which is interesting. Because if you say shukka, then you take the muta'addi form, the transitive form, and you make it passive. And when you take a transitive and make it passive, then you're saying that there is an unknown doer. Somebody unknown is responsible for breaking the sky. But when you say وَانْشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءِ وَإِذَا انْشَقَّتِ or وَانْشَقَّتِ السَّمَاء in this ayah, then the sky cracks open all on its own. You know what that means? It's meant to. It was designed to do that. The responsible party here is the sky itself. Allah in its design made it that one day the timer will run out, and when the timer runs out, you ever seen those devices that are on a timer like toys? You wind them and they go tick, 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 and when it hits the timer, it just opens up or starts running around or whatever. It's like that. The sky's on a timer. And it'll do it all on its own. فَهِيَ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَاهِيَةٍ And on that day, it's going to have weak joints. Wahiya. It's going to just be, all the sky is going to be is weak joints. Waha to have weak, like weak knees, weak elbows. Not be able to lift something. It's also used in construction. Now sama, in the world sense, the sama is our ceiling. The sky is our ceiling. But in construction, this is our ceiling. And it's being held up by joints and beams. Now imagine those joints start getting weak. Like they start getting weak and you can see it shaking. And you can hear the tick, 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 And you know what's going to happen next. You know what's going to happen next. Then it's going to collapse, it's going to fall. The imagery presented here is of, back in the day they'd have 2 planks of wood, they'd tie them together. But now they're getting loose because of the earthquake. The foundation is already shaken. So now what is above you is shaking. And it's cracked in the middle also, and shaqqat, it's torn. And it's about to fall down. And then, when a building is about to fall down, this is so awesome. When a building is about to fall down, where do you go? If there's an earthquake, or there's like ceiling collapse or whatever, if you can't go outside, what part of the building do you go to? Basement, where else? Because understand, the earth is shaking, you can't go underground. You go to the corners. You go between the door beams. You know that? Like the strongest structure left is between the doors. You go on the sides, supporting walls, beams. Because if anything, everything else might fall, but the beam might stay. Or you head towards the ends. You don't stay in the middle, you head outward. Outward because if you head outward, chances are maybe you can get out. Maybe you can get out before things really collapse. But everybody heads outwards. Now the outer ends, the outer perimeter of a structure is called the arja. Arja are the outer perimeter of something. Where are the angels? The angels are in the sky. But the sky is about to fall. So even the angels are terrified. And Allah says, وَالْمَلَكُ عَلَىٰ أَرْجَائِهَا, and the angels are on its very ends. They're on the outside perimeter. Even they're scared about the sky falling. However, there are some angels that, even if you're thinking the entire sky is falling, there's one thing that never falls. And there are some angels that can never run. وَيَحْمِلُ عَرْشَ رَبِّكَ فَوْقَهُمْ ثَمَانِيَةً. But on that day, the arsh, the throne of your master, above them, above those angels that run, is going to be held up by 8. يَوْمَئِذٍ ثَمَانِيَةً. 8 angels are assigned, they're holding the arsh of Allah, they don't budge. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُعْرَضُونَ. And this is from, of course, the mutashabihat. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُعْرَضُونَ. The day on which you will all be brought out and presented. لَا تَخْفَى مِنْكُمْ خَافِيَةً. Not a single one that can hide, and not a thing to hide will be hidden from among you. Nothing can be hidden from you. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. Then as for the one who was given his book in his right hand. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. I love the word man here. So awesome. What's the other ism mawsul? الَّذِي. فَأَمَّا الَّذِي أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. He says, man, whoever. There are so many great people in human history that are unknown, that are going to get their book in their right hand. They're not celebrities. They're not scholars. They're not famous. They don't have power. Maybe they were a janitor somewhere. Maybe they're a farmer in some land. Maybe they were homeless. But when they rise on Judgment Day, that man means nobody knew them. Ambiguous. It's anybody. But on that day, they get their book in their right hand. And that nobody on that day can show off. That day he can show off. Once he gets his book in his right hand, فَيَقُولُ, then he says, هَا أُمُقْرَأُ. Hey y'all, read this. The word ha, they say ha, harf tanbih, harf to get attention. And the meme is actually to connect to the iqra'u. It's a filler in the middle. Also some say that it's for the plurality. Hey everybody, look at my book. Iqra'u, read. And it's to suggest how full of energy and enthusiasm he is. So he doesn't just say kitabi. Iqra'u kitabi. He says, Iqra'u kitabiya. There's a ha at the end. There's a joy in it. There's an excitement in it. Just like sorrow will lead to a ha too. So he's going around, he's not just saying, I got a good score. He's like, hey, look at this book. Let me show you. Page 5, accepted deeds. 6, accepted du'as. 7, what'd you get? You ever see those annoying students that get 100? And they're sitting next to the student that got a 40? And the guy who gets a 40 folds up his exam and sits there like this. And the guy who got 100 opens it up at an angle. And he's going over it as though he's going to find something to... Ustad, I think I should have got 105. There's a comma here. That guy? And then he's just putting it in the other guy's face a little bit. So what'd you get? What'd you get for this one? And the other guy's about to elbow him in the face. Okay? But on Judgment Day, you get to do it. You get to do it. And by the way, it's not like the guy next to you, you have no idea he got a bad report card on Judgment Day. You know very well who passed and who failed. Very, very well. In this world, you also know. It's pretty good, folded paper stuck in the armpit. There's a certain look. But on Judgment Day, there are people holding their book in their right hand. And people that fail are holding their book in their left hand behind their back. وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِهِ بِشِمَالِهِ. It's in his back and it's on his left hand. So left hand means it's bad. Behind his back means I don't even know how bad. Because I can't even see. Behind my back. But he goes and he rubs it in their face. إِنِّي ظَنَنْتُ أَنِّي مُلَاقٍ حِسَابِيَ. This is the yes moment when you get your report card. You get a good report card, you go, I knew it! Ooh! Yes! Oh, yeah. This guy says, I was so sure. Inni dhanantu. I was completely convinced. Anni mulaqin hisabiya, that I'm absolutely going to meet my accounting, meaning my accounts are going to be solid. I'm going to meet the rewards. I knew it. Yes. He's like